Hi guys, so I'm just about to welcome Gail for her reflexology treatment with me, and we're not going to be wearing masks as masks have lifted now in therapy rooms and clinics. It is optional, but we've both done a lateral flow test this morning and apparently both negative, so that's good news. And I'm going to be having windows open. Obviously I clean very thoroughly before and after each client. So join me in the bothy room and I'll show you now how I prepare the room. So here we are, here's the entrance. Welcome. Got the music playing, got the couch all ready. Because of copyright I may not be able to use that music, we'll have to see. Got my towels warming. It's a summer's day but actually a bit chilly and windy outside. And here I've got my essential oils warming on my aroma stone. I've got my essential oils ready to use. What I'm going to do is talk to her first, see how she feels and what sort of day she's having, what sort of day she's going to be having after her treatment, and then put together some essential oils based on my knowledge of essential oils, but also some kinesiology muscle tests to see which ones work for her today. It'll be different from day to day, so you'll see all of this, and then I will give her a lovely treatment which is split into an assessment then followed with the actual reflexology. She's allowed me on this occasion to narrate and commentate for you guys while I'm treating her. Gail tends to shut her eyes and drift away, which is quite nice. Some people like to chat through their treatments and some people like to do a bit of both. Chat in the first few minutes and then relax. So let's see how it goes today. I'm looking forward to treating lovely Gail and also to welcoming you with me into the therapy room. See you soon. Also guys, remember to subscribe. I post every Monday evening and Friday evening. Fridays tend to be therapies, Mondays tend to be self-help. So please do join me and I'm sure you'll find something there within my back catalogue of YouTube videos that you will enjoy. See you soon. Okay, so here we are. Gail.
Hello.
And you come fairly regularly for your reflexology.
Yeah,
so
once a week, once a fortnight.
Yeah, something like that. And
yeah.
you've been coming for, I don't know, a year or something now?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. And why did you start coming? Do you remember the original reason?
It was majorly for some kind of relaxation, something to help me relax and basically get through kind of COVIDness,
Yeah.
which was quite a problem at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, really relaxing because that's all you do for an hour, which is lovely.
And is it helping?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Great.
Yes.
You're feeling stronger? And
I kind of feel a little bit more like being able to cope, which is what I was really having difficulty with. So yeah, and just just in general, sort of the COVID thing, I found very, very difficult. So it's been lovely to do this because I think it's really helped.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And the main thing that I want with my clients is that, yes, I want them to feel great while they're here, when they walk in the door, that they can just get rid of their worries off their shoulders and walk in and think, oh, you know, that I'm safe, I can have a nice therapy. But I also want you to feel good in between treatments and like strong and like better, for whatever reason it was that you started coming, like better for whatever that reason is. Do you think you're better during that time as well?
Yeah, because I think quite often now I don't come every week like I used to.
Yeah.
So with that gap, it makes me more aware of what I have to do in the meantime. So yeah, stronger, definitely.
Okay, because sometimes I give little tips and videos to watch or books to read, things to think about, ways of looking, like making a journal, that sort of thing.
Yes, and some of the massage things have been brilliant too, which have really helped. But I've done it on my own, which is not having to come to you, but you're there in my thoughts.
Yeah, okay. But it's you really,
Yeah,
that's what I
yeah.
want people to realise.
Yeah.
It's them that's getting there through it, just with little tweaks here and there.
Yeah, it's been good.
Okay, so you are arriving for a reflexology. Anything particular I need to be working on today?
No, not desperately. I don't think at the moment. It's just another nice session, so I can go away and work on the next fortnight.
Okay, and how's sleep?
Sleep, not too bad. Very strange dreams at the moment, but I think we'll
I
leave that
keep
there.
hearing that. I don't know about you guys, but family and clients, I keep hearing. Yeah, people keep saying strange dreams. And I don't know if that's something to do with the full moon. Maybe someone can type this in the notes.
I don't know.
Full moon, maybe?
But it's all stuff that's quite weird and random, but nothing frightening. And it's all problems. Like, solving stuff that really is almost unnecessary, but I do spend a lot of time
Solving problems
that aren't necessary, which really is not my cup of tea, but no.
Okay.
Yeah,
So they're not distressing, they're just weird.
No. And when you wake up you think, I shouldn't have bothered with any of it. But
Okay. And have you had any headaches?
No.
Good.
No headaches.
Okay.
No headaches.
How's bones, muscles, back, neck feeling?
Fine. This bit is still a bit strange when I'm walking sometimes, but and lying is a bit awkward, but it's okay. It's actually getting better, so must be doing something right.
Good. So I'll make sure you're comfortable when you lie on the couch, because position, posture, because you're not going to be moving much for an hour is really important. Right, let's bring you through to the therapy room. So here we come. I've got it nice and low for you. If you'd like to sit, lie down. Lovely. Okay, I'll just set up the camera. So I'm just going to spritz your feet. I've chosen a nice Rose Otto Hydrolat. We tend to use a different one every time. Have you noticed that? Hopefully. Maybe not. Sometimes I use frankincense, Roman chamomile, lavender, rose, orange or peppermint.
I remember the frankincense.
Yeah. Oh, you liked that one then?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll remember that. Smells amazing. Rose, I always say rose essential oil is like having a hug. Maybe even a hug from your mother, one of those really good hugs. Yeah. I'm going to get another one. We've got frankincense. Good dousing of frankincense there. So we've done a little rose, a little frankincense, and now I'm just going to have a look at your feet to see what we find today. With my lovely feet drawn out at the top there to make notes about Gail's feet. So first of all, just introducing my hands in contact with the nerves, the skin, having an initial feel as to what's going on with the feet. This is before I introduce any cream or oil for the actual treatment. So first of all, I'm going to be assessing the feel of the feet and then doing the assessments over all of the systems of the body. So for instance, we tend to start off with the solar plexus. So my thumb, I'm not doing a caterpillar movement here, I'm doing an initial feel at the solar plexus to see what emotions are doing. Then I'm coming up the thyroid to the parathyroid. That feels good. I'm having a feel of the pituitary gland up in the head. Having a feel of the lung on the right hand side. Now it's interesting, some people's feet, I haven't had this too often, just occasionally, one foot will feel quite different to the other foot. Not necessarily any worse or better, just has a different consistency to it. So that's the eye on the right side, the ear, which often feels a little bit fragile and susceptible with Gail and with a lot of people, and that's feeling much better than it has in the past. I'm just looking at my old notes. Yeah, that's better. Good. And with Gail's feet, I often notice that one foot does feel slightly different to the other. So I'm currently working on Gail's right foot, on the shoulder blade, the scapula. And this foot often feels more fleshy, that it bounces back when you press, that there is more water here, a good amount of water, not too much. I'm looking at the neck now, so around the right side of the neck and the back of the neck. Now on the, if you were to see the whole neck as a square, it's almost like it's the back right corner. It is quite tight, coming round to the back. So, and there's a tiny little bit of hard skin on the base of the central part of the neck, which it's an interesting conversation actually, but when, I'm just going to make a note about that. When we find things on the feet, like corns and verrucas and calluses and bunions even, so the shape of the foot, even cuts, bruises and needing operations and things, you have to think to yourself as a therapist, has this come from inside, or is this just an accident that has happened to the foot? So in other words, has it come from a lack of congestion in the meridian, in the energy line coming to that particular part of the foot? And so that's what I'm always considering. So when I find a little piece of dry skin like that, I wonder if it's because it's right by the part of the neck that is stiff and tight that I can feel, and there's a little bit of dry skin there, and it makes me wonder whether you would also have something like a little bit of dry skin or a raised mole, something like that, very centrally at the back of the neck. Do you know if you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Because it's definitely there, tiny little. And I think I noticed it last time, but I don't think I noticed it the time before. So are you aware of that little bit of dry skin there? Do you know about it?
Not particularly, but certainly I know, like when I go to the hairdressers and they comb your hair, I'm always worried that they're going to catch whatever it is that's there. So there is like a little mole or those little tags of skin or something.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so just so I've I've made a note about that. I've now also looked at a key area that tends to be tight with your treatments, and that is the shoulder point. They're getting better every time, as you can imagine. I mean, you're having nice regular treatment, so it is going to be getting better. But can you feel that there?
Yes.
So that is the very tip top of the shoulder point, like this, here. Yeah. Is that sore?
I wouldn't say it's sore, but I can definitely feel you doing it. Yeah.
Can you feel the crunch now? Now I'm rubbing it even more, it's starting to crunch a little.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll work on it, but I'll be very gentle. Okay, so we've done bits of everything so far. I'm just going to check glands and sinuses. So these are in all of the fleshy parts, the balls of each toe. That feels fine. I'm going to have a look at the sciatic nerve. So that starts in the lower back, comes round. I tend to press quite deeply at this point because the lower back can take quite a lot of pressure, especially on the sacrum. And I'm coming up the side of the foot because, as we know, the sciatic nerve starts in the lower back and feeds its way through the buttock, or both buttocks, and then down the sides of the leg all the way to the feet. But that feels fine. Let's now have a look at, so we've done lungs, or lung on this side, we've done the eye, the ear, the sinuses, so we've pretty much done respiratory. Done thyroid. Let's have a look at digestive. So I'm going to check small intestines first of all. So I'm doing a caterpillar movement here. See my thumb caterpillaring across the squashy central raised part, if you like, the instep of the foot. That feels good, feels alright for you? Yeah. And now I'm just coming down, something we didn't learn particularly in reflexology, but I've learnt it in core therapy, so quite often I'll bring one therapy into another. And I'm checking an area that you'll have heard me talk about before with the abdominal and tummy massage, called the ICV, the iliosacral valve. That's just here. And it feels nice, it feels soft, there's no crunch, there's no pain, don't think? No? Because I can, quite often now, I can tell what people are feeling just by my touch, even with my eyes closed. It's not that I'm looking at your face, it's from what I'm feeling. And now I'm coming up the colon, ascending colon. That feels quite hard there. And then I'm coming across the transcending colon. Now, as we age, it dips. When we're born, it's nice and straight and firm, and the more we age, it tends to dip in the middle. So, ascending here, and then maybe coming across with a little dip. So I'll cover all options by going straight as well. Lovely, feels good. So just a little bit tight on the ascending, that's alright, it's just probably lunch. Soup. Now, I haven't checked liver, just relax your foot into, yeah. So, checking liver, which is a large organ. It's the second largest of the body after the skin. It's a large organ right here, and in a triangular shape. That feels good. I'm always very mindful of the liver. I always think it needs a bit of TLC, even if it's fine. So I'm being very picky, but it's slightly firm on the left-hand side. So I'm just going to give it a bit of TLC. Update my notes. to the back. Right, relax your foot. So I'm coming down the central spine from the neck here. This is this cervical spine, down the thoracic, and now the shape of Gail's back, as I've told you before with reflexology, all of our backs, our whole spine, and all of our foot shape at this point will mirror each other. They'll always be the same. And your back, therefore, is that shape. So when I'm coming down from the neck, which feels good, to the thoracic, the shape and therefore the pressure at certain points is causing the foot and the back to be shaped in a particular fashion. And so in order to relieve any strain from an adverse camber, as it were, I will try and relieve this area here. So you can see that shape there is quite rounded, and I want to make that as flat as possible. We should have some shape to our backs, so I don't want it completely straight line, but I do want to try and bring that more in here, which will then tuck the toe in that fashion, like that. Yeah. Okay, so it feels okay, lower thoracics. It's just that mid-thoracic there, which I'd say is about T5, T6, which relates to our lungs. And then I'm coming down lower thoracic to the lumbar. Now lumbar here, that feels good. That feels good. Past the bladder to the sacrum, that lovely flat plate of bone at the very bottom that can take a lot of weight. You can see the foot, in fact the whole leg, moving with my pressure. That's not a bad thing. And what I'm doing is I'm seeing if there's any give there, even though the lower spine, the flat of the sacrum, because it's all 5 bones fused together, is nice and firm and solid, there should still be some give there. There are 8 nerves that feed through the sacrum and up the other side, and so therefore there should be some movement in order to accommodate the blood, the nerves, the lymph, all the ligaments, tendons, all the soft fascia around this area. Because if it's soft, it means that any toxins won't pool on top of that flat plate of bone. They won't just stay there. Because when it's soft, it means they're malleable and there will be some movement to that sacrum. It has a rocking motion. Normally when we walk it should rock. It's almost like a figure of 8 actually, you know, with each step like this. And so when there's movement, that's a really good thing, because toxins won't just sit happily there for ages saying, oh yes, I love it here, I'm going to make this area really stiff and tight. Instead of that, they'll get shifted and they'll get put into your lymph system and therefore into your bladder and sent away as waste. So me agitating this area makes them go on their merry way. Yeah, okay, I'll just make a little note. Okay, so what else do I need to treat? I haven't looked at the lymph yet. So I'm going to come round to the top of the foot between toe and the big toe and the second toe, just down in a line between the metatarsals. Now this is the cervical lymph up in the chest area, and that feels good. I'm now going to come round to the inguinal lymph in the groin, in the pelvic region, and that feels good. So quite often these areas can either feel sensitive, bruised, tight, or it even may feel crunchy. and they feel okay to me. There is a little bit of popping and movement there, and I will always work on it anyway, because whatever toxins I've got moving, the lymph in those two areas, top and bottom, need to then get on with shifting it. So I'll always work on those as well anyway. Right, I haven't looked at here yet. So this is elbow and hip. Hip is clicking on your right hand side, and then your knee. So knee isn't clicking, knee's okay. Just coming back to that hip. It's already better, so the more I work on it and just agitate it and check it, it's already treating it. But I will come back to that, so that's just a little hello on that right hip. Just wondering what you said about dreams and sleep, and whether I can do something about that. Yeah? Now, this is your head split into two. Pituitary here, brain. So I'm going to be checking and treating this upper part of both big toes with a little caterpillar movement, and then I'm going to be doing a therapeutic circle like that, but also I'm going to be giving it some qigong, some energy work. Right, let's come through to the other foot. Let's check the spine first of all, so starting at the base of the neck, under the thoracic. You've got the same thing going on here. It's not particularly a problem, it's just your shape, and I'm just going to be working on it in order to help so that you can stretch out better and be more flexible, more mobile. Thoracics. Oh, a little pop on the lower thoracic. And lumbar. They feel good. Down to the sacrum. Yeah, it's just a little bit hard on the sacrum. Just looking at my old notes, it has come up a couple of times. I'm being very picky today. Right, okay, and now I'm going to look at the lung on your left. The only reason I'm a little bit more considerate with the lungs is because of that T5 and T6 at the back in the thoracics, that if they do have a little bit of strain and tightness about them, that may reduce your capacity to take deeper breaths, and you may find yourself breathing shallowly.
Okay.
So that's why I'm going to be working on these lungs, to try and help you from this angle. Yeah. Right, let's look at your left eye. It's fine. Your left ear. Equally fine. That's good. That's good, because they have been coming up before. Thoracic, not thoracic, sort of thyroid. Yeah, it feels fine, but again, I will include it because of just making sure you feel good, because thoracic and therefore thyroxine can have an effect on our emotions, like motivation, but also how up and down we feel. So this is the thyroid here, reaching the parathyroid, which controls it at the top. That's quite tight. Okay, that's all right. Let's look at the neck. Little pop, did you feel that?
Sort of.
Yeah. Oh, and
Again,
again.
another one.
Bigger one that time. Okay, definitely be looking at the neck. You know, even relieving the neck can help with dreams and sleep. Because of position when you're lying, and always make sure you've got that pillow down under your neck.
Okay.
Rather than just supporting your head, bring it right down here. So, shoulder blade, the scapula. You can drift off at any time, by the way.
I'm quite fascinated with the state of my insides, so that's fine.
Okay.
Well, now it's like...
Yeah. So I don't know if you can feel that. So this is below your neck. This is to the right side of to the shoulder. It's quite hard. There's like a little ridge there. So work on that. Now coming to the shoulder point, like it was on the other side. It was just a little bit tight on the point itself. Okay. Slightly crunchy. It doesn't feel as tight as the other one did. Okay. Let's look at that elbow, hip. Hip's better. That is much better. It's better than the other one, and it's better than it's been before.
Yeah, it's definitely better on the left.
Yeah. And then knee. Knee's hiding from me. There it is. It's like it's receded. Feels okay. Let's look at your insides. So, small intestine. That's good. Large intestine, so the colon comes across, as I said before, maybe sagging in the middle, and then down the descending and out. Feels good. Yeah, okay. So while I'm here in digestive, I'm just checking the stomach and the pancreas. Feels good. That's great. Lovely. Okay, there's a couple of things I haven't tested yet, but before I do that, let's check these sinuses. They feel good, lovely, and the lymph at the top and the lymph at the bottom. That's good. Okay, so the sciatic nerve starting lower back, coming across, just relax your leg. That's it, give me the weight. Lovely. Let's just do that again. It's slightly puffy at the back there. So left, now then, I haven't yet checked the reproductive system, so I'm just going to do both together. So these are ovaries, and it's interesting, even if people have had operations and haven't got ovaries anymore, we always still check because of the idea of phantom limb, that even though we may not even have an arm anymore, we still feel that we still have that arm. So I'm always checking everywhere despite what the situation is. I'm coming across the fallopian tubes, down to the uterus in the centre, the womb. That all feels good. And I haven't checked the urinary system, so we'll do one at a time, starting at the adrenal to the kidney, down the ureter, caterpillar steps to the bladder. All feels good. Same on the other side. Lovely. All good. So I'm going to make my cream up now. You can come with me. So I've got some warming organic sunflower oil here, and I'm going to be testing different essential oils to see which works for Gail today. Now, bearing in mind the dreams, maybe a stiff back, and various things I've noticed while doing the reflexology assessment, I'm going to be choosing and testing a range of oils, just having a look which one to go for today.